Hello, my friend. You've been asking me to speak about willpower, saying, of course, that you have none. Well, willpower can be defined in many different ways, my friend. It's these days usually synonymous with the idea of self-control, the idea of defining your own goals and then going for them without letting yourself get distracted by other things. So it's a question of focus. It's a question of how much of your energy will be going towards the goals you have set yourself, or sometimes towards the goals that other people have set for you or expect of you. And that is where it gets interesting. Because your willpower is not needed as a force that kind of goes against a resistance if what you want is something that you are absolutely open to and desirous of. And if you can see a pathway towards what it is you want to achieve and that is so important to you. Because when that is the case, willpower is no longer an issue. When a child is walking in the street and sees an ice cream van and suddenly has the huge desire for an ice lolly and says to the parent, "I want an ice lolly," that willpower is enormous, as any parent knows, because that child knows from past experience that this ice cream van has ice lollies, those are good, and the child wants it, and the child will find many ways in which to affirm their will to get that ice lolly or that ice cream. So, when somebody says to the child, "Now we have to go to walk in the park," and the child wants to play in the street instead, and the parent says, "Now come on, behave yourself, we have to go to the park, we have to go see grandmother," or something else that the child doesn't want. And now the child's willpower no longer goes in the direction that the parent wants them to go, but in the opposite direction. Their willpower now goes towards what they don't want and fighting against it, and the actual desire and the easy willpower is in another direction, which is towards play or something that would be soothing or pleasant, or the ice cream van, say. So if you know that this is how willpower works, you will realize that no matter how much you try to force yourself to have the willpower to do things that you don't actually think are important, or that you don't actually have motivation to want to go towards, it will be very hard, my friend, to find that willpower. But it will be very easy if you align your actions and your desires with things that are actually possible for you to achieve in the world. So you need to rethink how much of your life is actually going in the direction of travel that you want to go in, and how much of your energy is actually constantly getting oppressed and blocked by other people's wishes and desires, or by you having learned to fight against your life because you are out of touch with your own longings and desires and your own capacity for enjoyment in taking action in your life in a way that feels good and satisfying. So if you want to get more willpower, it's not about making yourself do things or pushing yourself more or disciplining yourself more. No, it comes from opening up and reorganizing your life in such a way that you're going to make it interesting, enjoyable, and aligned with your energy. And once you can push your life through these open pathways, these channels you have opened up for yourself, you will find the flow will come all by itself. And you're not worried about willpower anymore. You now feel a sense of energy and excitement, and you feel a sense of wanting to do those things instead of having constantly to fight yourself, my friend. So it's not so much about willpower, but it is about learning to align your life with what you love. Learn to realign yourself with the purpose that matters to you, the purpose that's going to make all the difference, because it is what you want, and you will put all that amazing energy towards achieving what is worth achieving, instead of towards despairing of yourself or fighting yourself or telling yourself you're unfocused, undisciplined, and lacking in willpower. Because that's not the case. You have as much vitality as anybody else. Recover it and use it. And be kind to yourself instead of feeling you have to be nasty about it. Love your life.